Hi, this is Steve Buckley, and welcome to the BBWAA Has It All Wrong edition of Herald Press Box. The Baseball Hall of Fame will announce its 2014 induction class on Wednesday, and as we sit breathlessly for the big news, I'm here to A, share my choices as a voting member of the BBWAA, and B, to admit that I'm just as flawed as everybody else. First off, my choices. Let's go to the screen. Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, Edgar Martinez, Jack Morris, Mike Piazza, Tim Raines, Curt Schilling, and Frank Thomas. My choices are flawed. Why? Because I've decided that Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Rafael Palmeiro, and Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire should not be in the Hall of Fame because of performance-enhancing drugs. Others believe that guys like Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell, and Mike Piazza shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of performance-enhancing drugs. The difference being, with those last three guys, it's total guesswork and total innuendo, and I think that's a wrong reason to keep a guy out of the Hall of Fame. Plus, I do not believe in the eyeball test. I don't believe you can look at a guy and decide he did performance-enhancing drugs. However, I am going to share a couple of other votes with you, and we can discuss. Tom Singer, who writes for MLB.com, voted for Craig Biggio, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, Edgar Martinez, Mike Messina, Rafael Palmeiro, Lee Smith, and wait a minute, he votes for Palmeiro, but not for Bonds and Clemens? He says Palmeiro was a consistent marvel long before he was caught doping. Couldn't you say that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were consistent marvels long before they were suspected of caught doping? Here's another one. Pete Abraham from the Boston Globe, great baseball writer, votes for Roger Clemens and not Barry Bonds. John Tomasi, another great baseball writer from our Boston Herald, votes for Alan Trammell and Mark McGwire, but not Frank Thomas. He's got his reasons. Here's the only one I want to criticize, and criticize loudly. Those other guys I mentioned, Pete Abraham, John Tomasi, you can make a case for why they voted the way they did, and they make great cases. Ken Gurnick, MLB.com, the only guy he voted for was Jack Morris. He says he has a 3.90 ERA, for example. He gets my vote for more than a decade of ace performance that included 320-win seasons, Cy Young Award votes in 7 seasons, and MVP votes in 5. Here's the kicker. As for those who played during the period of PED use, I won't vote for any of them. The problem is that Jack Morris played during the era of PED use. The last 4 or 5 years of his career was a clear era in which PEDs were being used. He won 21 games for the Toronto Blue Jays in 1992, for instance. Crazy. The BBWA usually gets it right. Individual voters get it wrong. We can discuss that from now into eternity. Anyway, these are my votes. If you have a question or comment or criticism, sbuckley@bostonherald.com. For Herald videographer Bob Grime, this is Steve Buckley.